Morning, we're here in Hamilton, Ontario. Myself and a small maintenance crew, we're here to retrieve 4 of the 5 new Citations that Coulson Aviation has purchased. Been on the ground for the last couple of days getting them ready for ferry flights.
A few things that I want to get done. I want to get the weight and balances for each aircraft done. So when the pilots show up, all the weight and balance is complete and they can go. I want to make sure that there's a comprehensive document list of everything that we need on board the aircraft. Okay. So that we're all good. That way we have all the documents that we need to do the ferry flight. As we discussed yesterday, we've got to do power engine runs on at least one of the aircraft. And then we got Andre has gone to Ottawa to pick up a data loader.
That's right.
I think it's gonna work out all right there. Those playlists that you made for me are gonna be just...
They're gonna be really good. Saga, it's Kenny G.
better. Yeah.
And then back to some hard rock.
Okay.
And then by the time you hit the 401, yeah, should be good.
He got there last night. I have not talked to him this morning. He told me he'd probably have the data loader be on the road before 9 o'clock, which would probably get him back here by maybe 2.
Found one that's available, so we're going to be making a nice quick journey out there.
So Andre's lost. We haven't heard from him for 12 hours. We're starting to worry. I called his mom. She hasn't heard from him for weeks. He's in a minivan somewhere in Ottawa. It's not good. It's not good.
And then we could get all the data, start getting the data loaded.
Okay.
For all the FMSs, for all the aircraft, get them up to date as well.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll happen today. That might happen tomorrow morning, but
Right.
we're going to do full power engine runs today to make sure that the airplane engines are developing full power so that we go to ferry the aircraft that are operating as per. So first thing we're going to do this morning is just do operational walk around of the aircraft. We're going to remove all the covers. Just do a quick inspection of brakes, tires, control surfaces, engine condition, check oil levels. Make sure everything is good for a flight. Even though we're not going flying this morning, we just want to make sure that the aircraft is in working order.
That's the seatbelt sign. Put your seatbelt on.
Put power onto the aircraft with the GPU. Go through all the systems of the aircraft. Make sure that radios all work. Make sure that the GPS is tracking.
Okay, good questions. Good questions. No idea.
And just do a general systems operation test.
Push and hold. Negative. Push and hold. Negative. This is a serious conundrum. I don't know how to turn that on.
The mechanics have already gone through the aircraft mechanically, and everything is sound and good. But we just want to make sure operationally now that it's ready to go.
Okay, so we just did an avionics check. We just went through all the avionics. Everything is working correctly. Next plan is to get in. We'll do a startup, and then we will get permission from the tower to taxi over to someplace where we can do a full power run-up.
Okay, you ready to go? I'm ready. Okay, we're gonna go.
So that's 10%, so now we're just down to idle?
The idle, and the last thing we do is engine spool down. We'll be shut down back at the apron, that's it.
Okay, so it's back to idle?
Yeah. Let's see what our idle numbers are.
Then, once that's done, we'll probably tick all those boxes off, and then it'll be flight planning, weather, NOTAMs, and database. And then we're good to go. And we're headed to port.
So yeah, we had a real successful day. We did 4 engine runs on 4 different aircraft. All of them passed with great flying colors. The checklist for the day, we got everything done. We're just still waiting on a data loader to upload the data for the FMS. Andre was a real hero and he drove to Ottawa.
So Andre's lost. We haven't heard from him for 12 hours. We're starting to worry.
a 5-hour drive that turned into a 10-hour drive. And now he's on his way back, stuck in traffic in Toronto for his second day of a 10-hour drive. And we're just waiting for him to get back. Once he gets back, then we can upload the FMSs. And then as far as operationally, we're all ticked off and ready to go.
Yeah, why are we getting up so early? You know what time it is in Port right now?
Why are we getting up so early? Because we're going to work, dude.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning in Port.
Corporate. This is the working airplanes world, you know?
Today's update?
Yeah.
Okay, well, as you can see, Andre finally made it back. We have in our possession this box, this black box. This is the data loader. This is going to be key to our success, as we're now going to be able to update the FMS data in each individual citation so that we can fly or ferry the aircraft back to Port Alberni with current navigational data, which is great. It's great.
Good thing to check while you're starting it. So now you got 1500 psi.
Where's the gauge for that?
You don't. It's on a there's 2 little pressure switches on the pump assembly.
It's on the rise, oil pressure on the rise, transferring.
All right.
We're timing this one. 3, 2, 1.
Just gonna whip out my dongle here. Yeah, that's a nice dongle. It's good to have a tight dongle like this. Before I get in the cockpit, I like to have my dongle in order. We have two dongle connectors. One is our power connector, and the other one speaks directly to the FMS. We have a 10-pin dongle. I don't know if you can get that one.
Oh yeah.
It's a really great plug. The 10 pins are really nice to work with. You get to a little more complicated pin. This is the 15-pin female cannon plug connector. A little bit harder to work with, but we do have an experienced dongle connector up front. AC power's coming on. And avionics power's coming on. Where are we at for time?
305.
305. We're looking good. My favorite part, the erasing of the memory. Again, riveting stuff. And then every load is kind of like a new experience, right? I mean, here we are in Hamilton. Like, who would have thought? You know, all these years later. Yeah, sometimes you get a better power flow if you've got a straighter dongle.
Hold the cables aligned like this.
Yeah, don't cross the streams. 15, 18. Nice. Climbing again. I think we're going to breeze through the 60s. 57. Here comes 60%, 62, 66. Like I say, like the 60s are easy. Yeah, we're at 90% now. 91. Nothing's going to stop us. Okay. Load status passed. We're just going to do a quick fire down. We can call that time right there.
Calling time on 7:55.
7:55. I mean, there's room for improvement, but that's also the game, right? It's every time you try to do better. And I think that's what keeps guys like us interested in the whole data loading process, is that there's always room to trim that, you know, that edge just a little bit, make yourself just a little bit better, and strive for just a little bit quicker time and a better load. These dongles have great loads, great load capability, especially when you're working with, you know, like a 15 pin and a 10 pin dongle. I mean, I've seen dongles go down as low as like a 7 pin. Some of the new ones are just going straight to USB, and you kind of, you know, depending on what type of SD card you're using, you may or may not even need a dongle anymore. But the old days of long dongles seem to be coming to an end. Except that, and we're just going to throw in a quick flight plan. All right, Chim, to where do you want to go?
Let's go Calgary.
Calgary.
Yeah.
CYYC. Enter that. We'll accept that. And check with our memory. It looks like we have FMS.
We do. Confirming number 2. That's another successful transfer.
Another successful transfer.
Well done.
Yeah. Right on.
Well, the plan today is the DER will be coming out to the FBO to inspect the aircraft, the first two. He'll be doing a general walk around and verification of serial numbers. He informed me that he'll probably have the first one done by lunchtime, and then the second one he can have done by end of the day today. So then, they'll both be signed out, ferry permits, and they'll be ready to go.
For us, operationally, will be to just do a document verification check, make sure we've got everything we need to go to fly. Looks like we'll be ready to fly for tomorrow morning. If this DR is done by this afternoon or later this afternoon, we've got 2 more pilots coming in for the second airplane. We will also now start looking a little bit closer at the weather and our route back to Port Alberni. So far the weather looks pretty good, but we'll have a little more in-depth look at that. Fuel stops and checks, and start packing things up, making sure the airplanes are tidy and ready to go. And then tomorrow morning we'll be ready to move. Everything's all signed up.
Can I get like a boom mic hanging down? I just feel more comfortable with a boom. The FMS GPS position sensor on the tail number 549, 546, and 548. What's happening is they're not getting GPS position. So the box doesn't know where that sensor is located on the aircraft, and it's very precise, so it needs to have an exact location of where that sensor is. Have you ever heard of the term FUBAR? Yeah, that's where we're at. The FMS boxes that are in the 3 tails that I was saying, they have all lost the memory of where that box is. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the FMS in tail 547, which is GPS is working at this time. We're going to go into the box and we're going to find out what those numbers are and see if they correlate with where this GPS sensor is, so that we can reinstall those numbers back into these FMSs, which will allow us to get GPS signal again on the 3 tails.
Great day here in Hamilton, bit of a long day, but a good day. 4 citations, going to be issued flight permits from the DAR to ferry back to Port Alberni. 2 behind us are stationed for the flight crew tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to blast out of Hamilton and head back to Port Alberni by hopefully sometime tomorrow evening. Okay, well, we're on our way to the airport for the last day for the first 2 citations. That'll be heading back to Port Alberni. Overall, it's been a pretty good week. There's been some wins, there's been some last minute curveballs, but overall, it's all kind of come together. But hopefully this morning, we'll be able to launch the first 2 and get them on their way to Port Alberni.
Any words back here, fellas?
You have to give me a more advanced notice.
This is a real exciting part where we
Stare at our.
stare at our screens for a second.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
I had 3-4. I'm going to go 3-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-2. No, you know what? Let's go different altitudes.
And then we could like catch up to each other.
Yeah. I'll go 3-0-0. You're going 3-2-0?
3-2.
Okay. And you guys can overfly us.
Okay, so here we are here. Hamilton, we're going to hit mix it. We're going to go up. We're looking to avoid this airspace right here, which is this purple line, and then into Kenora. Other than that, we're looking like a pretty clear flight. And if we look across all the way back to across the prairies, as we're going to come down this way, and we're headed in right in here. So a little bit of weather over the rocks here, a little bit of weather in the Vancouver area, but for the most part, it looks like our day is going to be fairly clear.
9:45, leaving in 15 minutes. Easy. You guys ready?
I think so.
Always a pleasure doing business.
Pleasure working with you, man.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Safe travels, man.
Yes.
Team right now.
Canadian cadre. Right here.
Okay, clear on the left.
Clear on the right.
November 547, Charlie Golf, Tower contact Toronto Center 119.7, airborne, wind 060 at 7 knots, from the threshold, clear for takeoff, runway 06, good day.
Good afternoon, we're cleared the approach into Kenora, we're citation inbound.
We had intermittent radios on the way into Kenora throughout the flight. We were unable to receive at some points, and then other times we are unable to transmit. So we landed into Kenora without incident. On the ground here, I'm just trying to replicate the problem on the ground. So I've done radio checks and they're reading us loud and clear on both radios, which is a conundrum. It's great that both radios are working, but I don't know why they were not working. That is the next troubleshooting program. It would be nice to meet up somewhere and connect and go +1.
Yeah.
Threshold runway 13, we have the left-hand downwind traffic in sight.
ATC clears November 547, Charlie Golf to the Lethbridge Airport via direct.
We made it to Lethbridge, Alberta. It's our second stop on the way home. So far, everything has been pretty good with the aircraft. We have had a radio issue, but it seems to be working for now. We got one more leg to go. We're about an hour and 40-minute flight away from Port Alberni, where both 547 Charlie Golf and 549 Charlie Golf will come and do a little flyover of the Port Alberni Airport to welcome ourselves home, I guess.
Number 549, Charlie Golf, Lethbridge Radio, roger, have a good flight.
Thanks, talk to you later.
Okay, let's see, I'm gonna go wing low, and I'm gonna turn in behind you guys.
Okay, you're gonna join behind us, okay? Keep us, if you lose us, call it out.
Gotcha, I'm just behind you now, probably about 200 meters, just closing, I'll be off your left wing.
Okay, so we have made it back to Port Alberni with November 547 Charlie Golf. Got in here, beautiful day as you can see. Airplane performed really well. Pretty happy with how the ferry flight went. Very, very few issues. Tomorrow we're heading back to Hamilton to pick up the last 2 remaining planes. We're gonna bring it back to port. No camera coming with us, so I'm just doing this one all by myself. Kaboom.